The Street Profits are making some headlines after what they just did, so we'll see what that's about. We'll also check out what's going on with Zelina Vega, CM Punk, and more. Let's start things off with the Street Profits. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins are now several weeks into their new characters and alignment with Bobby Lashley. The Street Profits' first appearance back on SmackDown was very interesting, and featured them talking about two babyface teams, which made fans wonder if the new Street Profits could be a heel tag team. But in the weeks after that, it seemed like we definitely got an answer to that question as well. The Street Profits remained as a babyface team. They even kept their signature part of their entrance with the red cups falling down, and also had new attires. Fans thought the entire old Street Profits act and entrance would be wiped clean by Bobby Lashley, but apparently not. Lashley appears to be okay with them keeping the cups and still being themselves. The Street Profits even made a surprise cameo appearance on the August 29th edition of NXT. They quickly exchanged some words with Carmelo Hayes before he walked off. The Street Profits and Carmelo Hayes even posted a picture together from that night backstage at NXT. And that picture is getting a lot of fans' imaginations running. They're wondering what Carmelo Hayes could look like if he was added to Bobby Lashley's faction. Even MVP himself has teased and hinted at recruiting Carmelo Hayes multiple times in the past. So Carmelo is a big name that's always been lurking around all of these different factions as a potential addition for a long time now. And that's exactly what's happening again here, with the possibility of him joining Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits maybe down the line. Bobby Lashley has revealed little bits and details of what the group's goal is. Lashley did say that he felt like it was time for some new blood to take over SmackDown and rule things around there. Some fans understood that as a dig at the Bloodline, but the Bloodline is absolutely destroyed enough as it is. It doesn't really look like we'll see Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus the full Bloodline in any way, because of the fact that all the Bloodline members are pretty much on their own page right now. So that top spot to run SmackDown is technically wide open and up for grabs. So it's the perfect time for them to step in and claim that top spot on SmackDown. It's safe to assume that Bobby Lashley would want the Street Profits to go after their tag team titles, while Lashley himself could want a meeting with Roman Reigns for the Undisputed Universal Title. And maybe that's been Bobby Lashley's secret and selfish goal the entire time. Get the Street Profits to be loyal to him, and then try and challenge Roman Reigns for the Universal title. How has Roman Reigns successfully defended his title, especially over the last year? Well, it's been thanks to non-stop outside interferences that helps Roman Reigns always find a way to retain. So Bobby Lashley would be one of Roman's few opponents that also has some backup themselves to balance out the playing field. If Roman wants to have some outside interference come into play with his match against Bobby Lashley, Bobby can cancel it out with the Street Profits getting involved as well. So if Roman is going to continue to be champion for a long time, a meeting with Bobby Lashley on SmackDown will start to feel inevitable. We'll have to wait and see if Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits could truly take over SmackDown. Ever since joining the LWO, Zelina Vega's ring gear has truly been special and unique, like Backlash for example, where she debuted her full Puerto Rican flag-themed attire that instantly became an iconic piece of ring gear. Well, Zelina took to her Twitter this week to tease that more new and dope ring gear was on the way. Zelina Vega just had an impressive showing against the WWE Women's Champion, Io Sky, so we can definitely expect Zelina to continue to show out. Just last month, Charlotte Flair made headlines when she said that Mercedes Moné, Becky Lynch, and Bianca Belair were all on her list of potential WrestleMania 40 opponents. Well, during a recent interview with the Superstar Crossover podcast, Charlotte Flair focused in more on Bianca Belair as a potential future WrestleMania opponent and had this to say about that matchup. Quote, Everyone keeps asking me that. I feel like there's so many opportunities. Like, obviously, I know Belair versus Flair is a main event worthy match. But if it doesn't happen at WrestleMania 40, it's going to happen at 41. If it doesn't happen at 41, it's going to happen at 42. Like, I don't want to say this exact person, because what if I'm not giving credit to something that could potentially be there and be incredible? End quote. So Charlotte Flair doesn't want to limit herself and her potential opportunities, but it looks like she fully expects to see Bianca Belair in the main event of WrestleMania sometime within the next 3 years. It can be WrestleMania 40, 41, or 42. Charlotte just knows that she'll be headlining one of those shows with Bianca Belair. Charlotte and Bianca have both main evented WrestleMania in years past. So if they do meet again one day in the main event of WrestleMania, it'll be the second WrestleMania main event for the both of them. Charlotte Flair never mentioned if any specific WWE women's title would be on the line when she does meet Bianca Belair at WrestleMania, but we're to assume that a match of that magnitude will definitely have a title on the line. It'll be interesting though to see who walks into that match as champion and who walks out as champion, because Bianca and Charlotte both have some big motivations to capture the title. Charlotte Flair is looking to win her 15th women's title, an inch closer to making history and surpassing 16 world titles. Bianca Belair, on the other hand, outlasted Charlotte and Asuka in the SummerSlam match, but was only champion for a few seconds before getting cashed in on by Io Sky. So both women have a big claim to getting their hands back on the title. As far as what's going on with Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair right now, Bianca Belair is on a hiatus and Charlotte Flair is on the hunt for her next big feud. But hopefully the two of them do cross paths with each other in the future, one day at WrestleMania. It's been a pretty hectic few days of reports surrounding AEW's Real World Champion CM Punk. It all started off with a report from All In that CM Punk and Jack Perry apparently got into a backstage altercation of some sorts at the event. The report claims that it was real brief and that everyone was there to witness it, even Tony Khan himself. It was also reported that CM Punk almost threatened to quit right there and not even do his match with Samoa Joe. But thankfully, Joe and everyone else talked Punk into doing the match. But in the days after All In, rumors started going around about CM Punk and Jack Perry being suspended from AEW indefinitely. After some conflicting reports about the suspensions, Sports Illustrated confirmed that the suspensions were in fact true. Both talents are suspended while the investigation into the situation is underway. There's no word on the length of the suspensions. There's also no word on how long the investigation will be. But until all that gets figured out, the both of them will be suspended. For CM Punk, it's his second suspension within a year for backstage altercations. So we'll have to see how that all unfolds and if it will play a role in their decision after the investigation. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.